You probably heard me so many times saying that when we are going through events, when we're going through triggers, when we're going through immense frustrations or any other emotion, that the question to ask is always, how come? How come this is happening for me right now? And of course, the word for me always annoys people, but that's another story. And why am I saying this? And what am I talking about anyway? So, the differentiation I want to make is that we can look at things that happen in our lives and then allow ourselves to get dragged down, spiral down, really believe that this is happening because we're meant to, I don't know. Actually, that's probably not at all what people are thinking. A lot of the time when stuff happen, we just get on with it and get really connected with whatever happens. So we get annoyed and we get triggered and we get angry and we get frustrated and we get stressed and we basically take everything in face value. So what I'm here to remind you is that it's not usually the case. Anything and everything that happens in your life is basically bringing you a message about something in yourself that you haven't been able to see, address, find, tackle, learn from, whatever until now. So one of the most common things that people say is really they're having a conversation or a fight or whatever argument with someone, and they come back and they say, he said, she said, they did, they don't love me, they don't like me, they did this to me, they did that to me. Now, at face value, yes, this is probably true. But we were not put on this earth to just go through life, face value and get triggered and get stuck and get, stopped by trauma and events that happened in our lives. We're definitely not meant to be having a situation with someone and then believe that it's all about them, because that is the thing that I'm saying. Two things. Mark it down, highlight with a note. Two things to remember here. First of all, nothing is ever external. It's never, ever, ever, never, ever about the other person. It's all about you. So when you say you make me feel this, or you did this to me, or it's basically your fault. This is just our way of not being willing or ready to look inside, because all of these things are always internal. It's always, always about us. So then the question is, the other thing to mark and note and highlight and sort of whatever, is to say, how come this is happening for me right now? The universe could have put in your path a billion, million, trillion different things, and yet it chose this. Then the question is, how come? How come this was happening, or this is happening for me right now, or back then, or whatever? And very quickly, you will start realizing that there was something else beyond making you frustrated, annoyed, stressed, all of that kind of stuff. I'll give you an example. So I have a client, and she told me how she was, let's say, change some details and stuff, but let's say that she was playing, volleyball with her dad and accidentally, threw the ball, knocked him off his feet. Now he's an elderly man and she was very scared. And of course, at face value, she only thing she could see was that she hurt her dad. And what does it mean? And will he be okay? And the guilt and the shame and all of that. But this is face value. When we spoke about it, we could see that actually it was nothing to do with that accident, because the accident, he wasn't very hurt. He wasn't hurt very much. Yes, he fell to the ground, but she helped him up and he was fine. So it wasn't really about that. It was really about what came after, which basically meant that she was able to have a really important, deep conversation with him. And he admitted to some things that didn't feel that he could share until then. She insisted that he goes to hospital. And actually, at the end of that, he managed to resolve or have something resolved that was bothering him for a very long time. So face value is, oh my God, I helped my dad. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But when we look at how come this happened when it did, it was so clear and obvious that there was something underneath, an underlying reason why this needed to happen at that time. Because without him falling to the ground, or without her, say throwing the volleyball, they would never have that conversation because they never had it before. so they wouldn't have it otherwise. But in this case, they were both vulnerable enough to be able to say things and ask questions and have this conversation that brought to this fantastic end result. So when you look at things at face value, you very often miss the bigger picture. You don't see why things happen the way they did. I don't like the question why. I want to say how come, what makes things happen the way they do, because that opens up a conversation without involving the ego. So whenever you are going through things in your life and you are getting triggered and you're getting stressed and you're getting annoyed and whatever, if you buy into it, then you're always in that level. I was just doing an interview just before this about abundance and money problems. And I was saying the same thing. When you have money problems, it means that you are buying into the face value problem. You're looking in your wallet and you say, well, there's nothing here. And you're looking at all the bills coming in and you say, well, pff, not a chance in hell. I haven't got how to pay it. And then basically you are spiraling down because of the worries and the fears and the what ifs and that will happen and all of that. But what you're not doing is that you're not asking yourself, how come? How come this is happening for me right now? And all of a sudden, you will see that the money is not even the problem. The money is just energy, like any other energy, like anything else around us. We're all energy. And then you can see that there is something else inside of you or your life that is actually stuck and not in flow. And so when you are able to move the question from the physical face value money problem, you are able to see that actually somewhere in your life you're blocking something in a very similar way. Maybe it's your relationship, maybe it's something that you do that you're not happy with, but you're basically saying, fine, I'll just do it because I don't have a choice. I was talking to someone and she says it's actually about forgiveness. So let's bring that into the mix. Yes, who are you not forgiving? Is there something that you're refusing to see? I don't know. But it's not about the face value. It's never ever about the face value. That also reminds me about the cancer, natural way to heal cancer summit that I was doing a month ago, a couple of months ago. And there it's the same thing. When you look at cancer as the problem, you're completely missing the point because cancer is the symptom, not the real problem. So today I just want to say to you, hey, what is it? What are you looking at? What are you believing? Are you allowing yourself to get really, really bogged down and stressed by face value stuff? Or are you allowing yourself to pause and say to yourself, what is it? What am I being taught here? Something that probably happened to me a million of times before in my life, different time, different story, different people. But the core of the event is the same because this is what happens. The universe is sending us a message that we are refusing to acknowledge, and then it happened again and again. And here you have patterns that you just keep on doing until such day that you say, "Do you know what? I'm fed up with it. I don't want to have this again, ever again. What is it? What is it that I'm meant to be learning here that I haven't so far?" And finally, here you are looking at things not at face value, but more from a how come this happened for me right now. So if this is interesting for you, thank you for watching. My name is Einav Avni, Untangled Healing. I'm here to talk to anyone who wants to talk about being stuck, living in fear, limitations, compromises, and basically living out of alignment. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, a comment, share this video, invite people to my world, to your world, whichever way you want. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for watching. See you soon.